join in while the music plays the band. Lord, I'm setting us on fire.
Welcome to the Music Plays the Band podcast. We're going to be sitting down with musicians, artists, band members, friends and family to talk about what drives them to create great music. Asking more than just the typical questions, who's inspired you or what music do you like, we're going to ask the why behind what motivates them to create great music. Okay, so would you introduce yourself for us?
Yeah. My name is Sam Wharton, and I'm the guitar player and singer for songs from the Road Band.
Awesome, man. I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Right before you guys go on at Cat's Cradle.
Yeah, man.
So tell me a little bit about, your very first memory of music, as far back as you can go.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in a very musical household. I guess my first memory, my dad was a barbershop singer.
Okay.
And this is as small as I can remember, back to 3 years old or something like that. I remember, going with him and watching him sing. Yeah. And finally, when I was about 6 years old, I started singing with him. Okay. But yeah, barbershop music, there was always music at the house. See, my mom played the piano, my dad played guitar. And
okay.
So, yeah, it was a lot. It was surrounded.
How old were you when you started playing an instrument or singing?
I started singing as, when I was 6 years old, about 5 or 6. Really, like focusing on it. I probably made a bunch of noise when I was younger. But I started playing the guitar when I was 15 years old. Yeah. I got stranded and my dad got married that year, and I got stuck in this house, like in a different city from all my friends and everything. Okay. I couldn't drive yet, so my dad had a guitar laying around, so I just picked it up and learned how to play it.
Killed some time with it?
Yeah, had a lot of time to kill.
And was it kind of love at first note, or?
No, man, it was really frustrating.
Yeah.
And I came close to just putting it down several times. Yeah. But I did really enjoy, the process of it. I kept with it, obviously, and but it was a struggle. Mm-hmm. Fingers hurt. Make bad, nothing but bad sounds come out sometimes. And
yeah. And did you do anything in school that involved music? A lot of the musicians I talked to got a good foundation in school band.
Yeah, I never did the band, but I was in I did show choir, for 6 years, probably middle school and high school. And that's all I did in school musically was the show choir. But I was pretty serious about it. I got college offers to come dance in their show choir, but I was over it by the time I was senior high school.
Yeah. And what kind of music was in your life during your high school years?
High school years, it was pretty varied, but it was a lot of Grateful Dead, a lot of Allman Brothers. I got into Fish for a while. Mm-hmm. This was mid-90s,
Right.
Showing my age, I guess, but and then I listened to a lot of blues. Yeah. I didn't really get introduced to bluegrass until I was about 17 or 18, probably.
Okay.
So yeah, what I dove into first on the guitar was blues and jammy stuff, mm-hmm. and Allman Brothers stuff, Southern rock, stuff like that.
Okay. So what was it about bluegrass? Now you play in a bluegrass band. Yeah. What was it about that style?
Man, there's so much energy, It's so contagious, the energy is. And it was one of my best friends of childhood was a year ahead of me in school, and he left to go up. He went to school in Brevard, North Carolina. Okay. And when he left, we used to sit around and jam guitars, and then when he came back a year later, he had a banjo. He sold all his guitars and bought a banjo. Yeah. And he played me some Flatt and Scruggs and some Bill Monroe, and this other band called Sassafras, which Mark Shimmick was a part of, way back when, and Billy Constable, and played me that stuff, and then started playing the banjo, and he's got me to learn some stuff with him, and I just caught the bug, and however many 20-some years later, still excited about it.
I think it's like you mentioned energy. I think it's interesting how you've got a bunch of musicians who start out maybe playing punk music or listening to punk music who come over to bluegrass and find that same kind of energy and sort of rhythm and speed and everything. That's cool. So tell me about the development of songs from the Road Band.
Yeah, it's we've got a long history. We started first of all, Charles Humphrey, our bass player, and Mark Shimmick. There he is, right there. Mark Shimmick and Charles and I have been pretty close friends for 20 plus years.
Okay.
And the Songs from the Road band came together as just a side project. Charles was writing a lot of songs and didn't have a really great outlet to get a lot of them out there. Mm-hmm. And so we were just like, hey, let's go to the studio with all our friends and make a record, Yeah. It's just like a fun thing to do. And so we did that. It was 2004, I think, our first record. And
were you guys actually a band then, or just kind of?
It was a recording project only. I mean, Charles was doing something else. Mark was doing something else. Andy Thorne was on our record, but he was, Andy and Mark were with Larry Keel at the time, and then so everybody was kind of feeding their foot in something else, and the band was just a recording project. We maybe play like 3 or 4 shows a year. For a long time, and then so the first record was received pretty well, so we were like, yeah, let's do another one, Right. And we did another one, and we're getting ready next week to go record our 6th record.
Wow.
It's been about, I guess it's been just a little bit over 2 years that we've put the band on the road, where we all kind of didn't have anything going on at the same time, so we all just got together. We added James Schlender as our fiddle player. We met him about 3 or 4 years ago, and he's just a great fit and just one of the best fiddle players I've ever heard.
Okay. Who does the songwriting for the band? You guys take turns with that?
We do. We all kind of chip in songs. Charles writes a lot of songs. He co-writes with a lot of people, and he's got just tons of material that we dig through pretty frequently to try and find good songs.
Okay.
But Mark writes a bunch of songs. James writes songs. I'm not really much of a writer.
Yeah.
I sing a lot. I like to arrange stuff, but I never did really excel in the songwriting. So
yeah, it's tough.
Just leave it to the guys who are good at it and try to give them what I give.
So as a band, what are you guys going for with your music?
We're going for. We just want to. We want to have fun. Mm-hmm. We want our fans to have fun.
Yeah.
And we want our songs to be energetic, and we really are. We're a very song-centered band. We write. The songs that we're playing are really. I think they're really good songs, and we do our best to arrange them and present them in the best way that serves the song.
Okay.
But then we're stretching out a little bit. We got a bunch of like pedals and digital stuff that we play with sometimes, and so we do some jams every once in a while. But for the most part, we just really focus on delivering a good song.
Okay. And you mentioned the live streaming that you guys are gonna be working on. What else do you have kind of in the more distant future?
Yeah, like I said, we're going next week into the studio to start working on our 6th record.
Yeah.
And then we're really just we play a lot. We were on the road over 200 days last year, and we're gearing up to do the same thing this year. So we just love to play and get out there and do it and spread the music around.
Well, cool, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time. I look forward to your show tonight.
Thanks, Aaron.
And,
it's good to meet you.
We'll be sharing your live streams and trying to get as much attention focus there as possible.
Yeah, whatever we can do to to elevate the vibe for people. I know it's a dark time, but there's always something good and always opportunities to come out of darkness and heavy stuff. So whatever we can do to ship into that.
Yeah, man, I love that shirt.
Thanks.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Thanks, Aaron.
Cool, man. Thank you. Hey, thank you for listening. I'm super excited to share these interviews with you, and I'd really appreciate you subscribing and leaving me a review, 5 stars preferably, but I'll take any feedback you've got. And stay tuned, we've got lots more exciting interviews coming your way.
People